Hey guys, just wait for people to join. Hi, back to the ballet bar. Hi Peter, hi Catalina, hi Nikki. Hi everyone that's joining on. Thanks for coming. Please let everybody know about this stream. Hi Charlotte. Click the paper aeroplane below and send this stream to everybody so they know to tune in. So today is another episode of Meet the Nikolay Retailer, and we're going to be joined by Carolina Connection. I'm just waiting for them to drop onto the feed now so we can get the stream going. As always, any questions about Nikolay products or Pointe Shoe fitting, anything to do with that, drop it below and we will get around to answering some of your questions. Carolina Connection is now here, so I'm just going to get her up onto the stream. One moment. Yay, hi.
So good to see you.
You too. Oh, some feedback.
Okay, you should see my setup. Hold on, I'm just trying not to knock anything over.
Sure.
Okay, I think we're good. Ooh, I see Emma. That's one of my people. Yay.
Ah, fabulous.
Yes. Okay, I actually kind of bribed them, so I mean, you know.
Uh-huh.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Did you take a nap?
Yeah, so in the end, you know what happened, right? I didn't get to sleep till about 6 a.m. today, my time.
Oh my gosh.
I know, and I got up at like noon. So I had a bit of a sleep in, thank goodness. So I'm much more refreshed.
Okay. Put the eye makeup on, cucumbers, get the bags on.
Yes, right. Gotta do it. Can't be the works. So
Yes.
Carolina Connection dance store. Sorry, what's your first name? What's your actual name again? Sorry.
Tammy.
Oh, there we go, Tammy. Yes.
Yeah.
So Tammy runs Carolina Connection, and her store. Tell us a bit about where your store is located.
We are actually not in any of the Carolinas. We are in Virginia. And you know, when I first moved to Virginia and I was looking for the dance store and it said Carolina Connection, I really, really, really wanted the name to work. So I was like, okay, is the owner's name
Hi, Mr. Grishko.
Carolina? And no, and actually that story goes way back to the original owner. And her dad owned a hosiery mill in North Carolina. And so she would bring all the goods up to Virginia, hence like the Carolina. So anyway, that's where it was. And this business has been around for 35 years.
Oh my God.
So I didn't really want to mess with anything because that was like a historical landmark. It was a bit of history there. So anyway. There you go.
Wow.
Carolina Connection.
That's really cool.
In Virginia, and we're here.
Wow, love it. So
yeah.
Have you got a few locations or?
Yeah, we just opened our second location in Roanoke last year, and I'll tell you the timing was kind of sucky with the coronavirus, just getting that store launched.
Sure.
Yeah, but we're okay, we're good. We're still plugging along. Our landlords have been absolutely amazing working with us with, you know, trying to figure everything out. So that's still good. We were a little hesitant not having, you know, been there for very long. But the second location, we had people, our record to date, before we opened the location for people driving to come see us was 6 hours. So that location just kind of cut that drive time down for everybody. Yeah. So we were just trying to make sure that everybody was taken care of and had the opportunity to come to a good dance store and not have to drive too far. But we still have people coming from West Virginia, from Tennessee, up from North Carolina too. So it's kind of exciting to see. I wanted to get one of those maps on the wall and put little pins where people have come from.
That's a really good idea. That would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as like the second location, it's not as big as the first one, just trying to get out there, trying to get the lay of things. It's probably about half the size of this store. It feels a little crimped, but I will tell you, the ceilings at the second location are 9.5 feet tall, which I absolutely love. These ceilings here are not even 8 feet. I stand up in my heels and I can almost touch the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Charlotte's just said, one of the NG generation girls, she flew from Canada to England to get a Grishko fitting. So one of the girls, she was in England, she came for a fitting with me, which was super cool. There's a lot of comments, I'll go through these in a moment. For those of you guys just tuning in, we're here with Carolina Connection. Would you like to show us a little bit around your store?
You know what? That is so exciting. It's like having your best friend over to your house for the first time.
Right.
You want to say, hey, you want to see my bedroom? And then they start digging through your cabinets and stuff. It's only going to get awkward if you start digging through my drawers. So anyway, okay, all right, let me. I'm going to see if I can turn the camera around.
There should be a button on the front that you can press to do the other camera at the back. If that.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So coming over here, I was at the back of the store because at the front we have a lot of light that comes in. So I'll just come this way. When everybody comes in, this is our area right here. So you get the whole scope. There we are.
Nice.
Front counter is right here. So because we were a hosiery mill in the beginning, we have this nice little remnant of compression stockings. And so we service actually the wound care center, the vein clinic, the rehab, physical therapy, that sort of thing. A lot of sports, people come in, people that are traveling because the compression helps with blood clots and circulation on the planes. Yeah, so anyway. Yes, I do too. I'm like, you know. Anyway, so coming down here, we have our kids section. These are basically all of our dress codey things, itty bitties, just basic. Coming over here, our bags. There we go, made a full circle. And then we have our cheer section over here. So we have all the bows, we got the little shorts, we got the crops, we got the bloomers. And our training tools right here. So fun stuff. This is our shoe area. We fit pointe shoes, jazz shoes, ballet shoes, lots of theater shoes. There I am in the mirror. Nice. Our shoe tower. Accessories over here, like booty shorts, gymnastic stuff, active wear right here. Wow. A little bit of the front counter. We do also do custom embroidery. We can do the appliques. We can personalize. Oh, yes, we still have St. Patrick's Day up because we haven't been here.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We have gymnastics. We have praise dance. We have our tights wall. We have our body liners. And then back here, we've got dressing rooms, of course, 1, 2, 3. And we're back at the beginning. So that's a quick run through.
Do you do a lot of pointe shoe fitting at your store?
Oh my gosh. Oh, hold on. Let me go back here. I have what I call my little black box. Once you're in that black box, you're mine. So I keep track of all of my girls, their pointe shoes, where they've been, where they're going, any problems that we've encountered, anything that we have to fix that I'm just like on my radar. I put them in my little black box. When we started, so when I bought the store, everybody fit, let me show you. Everybody fit in this little black box.
I see, yep.
Right there. These are all my pointe shoe girls right here.
Yep.
This, however, is only our Roanoke store. Wow. Our second location that we just opened. And this is right here. It's like a packing box because I haven't found anything cute. But these are all our Lynchburg. So that's like a shoe box. And this is like a little recipe box. So tons of pointe shoe fittings and group fitting studios from beginners to advanced. I mean, we've got everybody. And it seems like we get the weird ones.
Oh, do you? Tell me more. Tell us more.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So she is actually, I love this little girl. She is so adorable. I don't even know if she's on here yet or if she's actually going to join us, but I hope that she does. Her story is absolutely amazing. So I don't really make that big of a deal about anything weird I see. It's just business.
Yeah.
I have your feet. Let's fit them. Let's move on. Let's get you in a shoe. This little girl comes in. She says, I've been approved for Pointe. Oh, yes. Alexis Potter. She's my VIP. Anyway, she's on here. This is not her. Anyway, this little girl comes in. She said, I've been approved for Pointe. I need Pointe shoes. Let's do this. You know, here's my letter from my instructor. All right, let me see your feet. So she takes her shoes off.
Yeah.
And one of her feet, they're missing 3 toes. So I said, okay, let's. So I was looking, and I had her mom sitting there, and her mom's like, okay, I know she's going to be unique, but here's what we're doing. I said, okay, tell me, talk to me. I'm all ears. And she said that her instructor approved her for Pointe because she's got the muscle structure to support her. And they are working with her therapist and a physician that is going to fit her with a prosthetic for her Pointe shoes.
Wow.
I was floored. So I said, okay, we're going to fit to the foot that we can actually put the pressure on until we get the prosthetic and fit with the other foot. So we got her fit, and I was a little hesitant because I wasn't really sure where this was going to go.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, like crazy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, when she went up to the bar and stood on Pointe, she didn't put any pressure on the foot that was needing the prosthetic. And so she put all the pressure. I'd have to pull her card. I think it was the left foot that she was missing the toes. And I don't know if she had just some sort of deformity or maybe because she had like an infection that needed to be taken care of. I don't know. But, so we got her fit. The mom got the prosthetic. I hadn't heard from them in probably 6 to 8 months. And that was her first pair. Normally kiddos, they outgrow their first pair before they kill them.
Cool.
I wasn't really sure if she would be back because that's one of the things. Yes, she had been approved for Pointe shoes. Wasn't sure if she actually was on Pointe doing the work, if she was able to progress. So she came back when she outgrew her shoes, and I was able to see the prosthetic that was made for her Pointe shoe. Oh my gosh, that was absolutely incredible. So what it did is it just like these 3 were gone. Yeah. And well, like there's the, but anyway, it was like these itty bitty ones were gone. She had the 2 right here.
I get you, yeah.
And it filled in the space. So as long as we stuck with that same box style, that prosthetic would fit into that shoe. So just adjusting length for her growing foot, we were able to stay within that shoe and her prosthetic would work. So anyway, that's just one case of weirdness, but
wow.
Yeah.
So let me just look at this a moment. Did you dance when you were younger yourself, or how did you what inspired you to actually do dance wear exactly? Like, what is the background info there?
Do you want the Peter Blitz the Blitz account, or do you want like I don't know, the Reader's Digest condensed version, or do you want the full? No, we don't have time for the full blown. We'll just do the Peter Blitz moment.
Sure.
So, all right, we're gonna take it. Started out classically trained ballerina, went to gymnastics, competitive figure skater, then. Like all of these are kind of parallel. So I played basketball, I ran track, then martial artist.
Oh, wow.
And then, so currently I'm a ballroom dancer.
Oh, wow, I love it.
Yeah. Yes.
What a diverse range you've had. That's incredible.
Yes. All of it.
How many years have you been fitting shoes for?
Since I bought the store, 4 years. I bought it, well, this is my 4th year. I bought the store in 2016. My daughter's a dancer. And when we moved here, of course, I'm scoping out the dance stores. I was one of those moms. I feel horrible. I can totally relate. So when the dance moms come in, they're like, oh my gosh, I need a pair of tights. I got you. So call me. I'll put them at the counter. But I was one of those moms. I'd look over and be, you've got holes in your tights. And my daughter's like, yeah. I was like, no. So we'd swoop into the dance store on the way to ballet and grab a pair of tights. So anyway, when the dance store was for sale, I actually had no idea. I had heard from a couple friends, separate circles. They're like, hey, did you know that the dance store lady's retiring and she's trying to sell a business? I was like, no. They're like, you need to buy that store. You'd be great. I was like, psh, I don't have time for that.
Uh-huh.
And then a week later, somebody else from a separate circle that didn't know the people told me the same thing again. I was like, huh, there might be something to this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then I came in and I talked to the lady. We talked for like 45 minutes, hit it off. It was like, I really hadn't talked to her on a personal level. It was just
Sure.
swooping in, grabbing pointe shoes, grabbing tights, belt, whatever we
Yeah, yeah,
need, look
yeah.
for a leotard. So then I was like, if she retires and there's not a dance store in here, the closest one at that point when I started talking to her, the closest one was either Charlottesville, which is like an hour and a half away, and
Mm-hmm.
then Roanoke, which is another hour away, give or take wherever you're starting from.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, shoot, I don't want to drive.
No, right? Someone has to do it. Someone has to take the job.
Right. I was like, I'll just see where this goes.
Yeah.
And I walked into the bank and I talked to the guy. I never met him, before in my life. I was like, hey, there's this dance store. It's for sale.
Yeah.
I mean, can I buy it? He's like, let's see. And I don't know, going through all the paperwork, and I was like, if he says yes, I'll buy it. If he says no, I'm not even going to worry about it. He calls me back and he's like, anything you want, you got. I was
Oh,
like,
wow, fantastic.
shoot, what?
So how's your journey been with the store? Have you really enjoyed taking such an opportunity up?
So, wait, I missed the first part.
Oh, sorry.
The
So
opportunity,
how's
what?
it been taking the store over? Is it like, do you enjoy doing what you do there? Is it been like a good
Oh,
transition for you?
yeah, I love people. I'll talk to anybody.
Fantastic.
So,
Love it.
so I worked with the owner for probably a month, got thrown in and started getting my hands on anything to learn, training, read all the catalogs, all the little specs, all the details, called people, talked to people, like try to
Because there's
figure
so
out
much to
what.
learn, right? And like I tell other people that being a fitter as well, you never know everything. You're always learning.
No,
And
that's
it doesn't
exactly
matter
right.
how many years of experience, it doesn't matter if you've been a dancer yourself, you're always learning something new. And that's what I really like about it. Because even dancing actual ballet, you never know it all. And it's
Exactly.
so lovely to know that you can always progress and always, make things better. Georgia has said she needs another fitting with me soon once the quarantine is over. She's one of the NG generation girls. Hi, Georgia.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look for these comments. Some really cool ones. So if anyone has any comments for either of us or both of us, feel free to drop them below and we'll get around to answering them. For those of you just tuning in, I will be saving the stream and re-uploading the rest later on. So do you have, I mean, obviously you have quite a unique background to your store anyway, what with the hosiery and everything. That's really fascinating.
Yeah.
But
I
is
mean,
there
it's like a
anything
weird
else
little
about
thing.
your store that you feel really sticks out to your customers? What kind of other services do you offer? Is there anything else that you sell that's quite unique? That kind of thing?
Yeah, so crazy enough, when I bought the store, I had not even thought that I would ever in my lifetime own a dance store. What path I was on at the point where I got the dance store was I'm a seamstress and designer. So at the moment that I bought the store, I was costuming all the way up and down the East Coast and Midwest. And so that's what kind of threw me into the dance world, is making costumes. So platter tutus. Oh, hey, Jordan. Anyway, so making costumes for all these studios, that was like one of the things. And then getting to know all the dancers in the areas, the different areas, and then meeting their needs and stuff like that. So that was interesting. But before that, what I do, I thought, well, I'm not going to have to, okay, another little aspect too, because my life is a bunch of parallels. I was teaching. I'm a physics teacher.
Oh, wow.
Well, was. I know. So yeah, right. So I was teaching physics and actually taught physics. It would continue teaching 2 years after I bought the store. So when we opened the second location, I said, yeah, I can't do it all. So I'll give that little piece up. But all the all the side stuff, you know, that was going to take over the teaching job. That was going to be, you know, what I was going to do, that trajectory I was on. But like as far as my alterations and custom sewing, I was just gonna let that die. But my people kept following me, and I said only the people that I've been sewing for you know years, I'll just keep them on.
Sure.
Well, then it was like, I can't say no. So I do custom bridals.
Oh, wow.
I do wedding parties. Prom dresses are hanging in the dressing room.
Wow.
Even though they've been canceled, we still keep pushing out. But I don't know. I see it. I can do it. And people keep finding me. And that's a little niche that we fill in the area. And so I'll have my clients come in, and anything that can be altered, like dance wear, anything that needs a little bit of a tweak, we can fix it for them. We do the custom embroidery. We do the personalization. That's always fun. And we offer the Pointe Shoe sewings. If I know that I'm going to sew them, then I will measure and mark just so I know that they're going to be in the right place.
Very important.
But my first timers, I am a huge advocate of, you are never going to get another first pair of Pointe shoes. So if you impale your thumb with the backside of a needle, that is a rite of passage. And if it bleeds on your Pointe shoe, that is your DNA trail. Nobody else can stake claim to that shoe but you. So, you know, I tell the girls, even if it looks like death, like that sewing job is horrible, you did it. That is yours. If you need us to come fix it because your ribbons keep falling off, we will fix it for you.
Absolutely.
But at least give it a try.
So I've got a question here saying, what's the best shoe for someone with very short toes and like profile foot? I think they mean low profile foot. First of all, when you go for a fitting, so work with a fitter. I can't stress that enough. But have them actually analyze everything else about your feet as well, not just focusing on the short toes and the low profile, because we need to think about many other things as well.
Exactly.
You need to try a variety of shoes on and work with the fitters to get the correct fit. So go with the advice of your fitter. But if we're speaking about Nikolay shoes, of course, I too have short toes, and I have encountered many customers with short toes. And personally, for me, my great models for that, depending on the shape of the rest of your foot, obviously, because we also need to think about box shape of the shoe, the shank strength, and every other little detail. But one of the great ones for me personally, and for some others that I fitted, is the Maya 1. The Maya 1 is here. It has a medium length vamp with a V vamp here, and I find that with the V vamp it really helps dancers with shorter toes rolling through the shoe. But also this profile here is quite high to start with, but you can lightly press it to get it a little bit lower, because you cannot change the profile height of a shoe. Have you ever carried the Maya 1 before?
I have not, and this is a whole nother story with the Nikolay shoes. So when I bought the store, we carried the G word, and right after that, all that crazy crap started, and I thought, you know what? I'm not getting in the middle of all that.
Sure.
So,
it was great then once we finally, you know, could come and help everyone in America with getting real Grishko shoes from made in Russia, which are now, by the way, for those watching, Nikolay's. So if you are in America and you want to make sure that you're getting real Grishko shoes, they will be under the name of Nikolay, which is Mr. Grishko's first name. They are still coming from the Russian factory. And what's very important is you look at the back of the shoe. Mine say Grishko because I'm in Europe, so I'm under Grishko name in Europe. But we will have made in Russia put here. It will not say handmade. It will not say anything else. It will say made in Russia with Nikolay. Cannot tell you how important that is. So make sure you're getting the real deal. And as for other shoes for short toes, Charlotte's mentioned about Nova Pro or Flex. Well, actually, it depends on a few other factors, because actually the Nova Pro and Nova Flex have the same vamp height as 2007, 3007. So it's quite a long vamp shoe. So I personally cannot wear the classic 2007 or Nova because of the long vamp, but in 3007 it works for me because of the construction of the box, and the shank helps me get over on point better. So that is fine for me. But we also, when to the person who asked that question, we really need to think about other factors of your foot. Don't obsess too much about your short toes or the profile height. Work with the fitter, because you'll be surprised what models can work. And another important thing is you want to think about the fact that there are many incredible models of Nikolay shoes, but also so much variation. And you'll be astounded at how many models will work for you. Typically speaking, if I fit someone, I find 4 to 5 models actually work for them. So sometimes it's about trying the actual shoe on to see, but also customization. So for example, sometimes there are dancers that need the vamp still tweaked a bit. For example, they could find a model they really love, but they're finding they still want a little bit off. So in a custom, you can change the vamp height. That's one of the many things that you can change. So this is a Maya 1 in a custom of my own. I actually had 0.5 centimetre cut off, because in the Maya 1, I found that that was perfect for my own foot. So that is also an option. It's wonderful that we can customize Nikolay Pointe shoes in so many ways to suit everybody. So yeah, you should stock the Maya 1, because I sell a lot of these, by the way. Another good thing about the Maya 1 is it fits a lot of broader feet. So obviously we get a lot of wider feet in this day and age, whereas feet have changed over the years. We don't get as many narrow feet. Typically speaking, most people will say to me, oh, my feet are so wide, you're not going to find a pointe shoe for me. And I'm like, take a seat. Because I always manage to find many. Yes. Someone's asking me, is there a Maya 1 and a Maya shoe? Yes, so there's Maya 1 and Maya 2. The Maya 2 is built on the Vagana Velast, and that model has a very high vamp, and it's more of a tapered box. And I will do a video about that in detail, because there's a lot to say about it. But typically speaking, the Maya 1 is a really popular shoe. Also with the Maya 1, it has medium sides, quite a high heel. It has a traditional pace box, so it's quite firm. A nice broad platform, as you can see. And the shank is the same kind of construction as, say, 2007, because it has, it comes in super soft, medium hard, super hard. We also have the Pro Flex options in it, the Pro options as well. So it's just like astounding how much variation there is in the brand. It just blows my mind.
And talking about mind blown, when we actually got our hands on all of the products that were offered by Nikolay, Grishko, all that, I was floored. Even when Peter said I could use the G word, so I'm going to use it. When we had the Grishko brand, we were just restricted to just a few shoe styles, and I had no idea about any of the fashion, any of the accessories, anything like that. So I got my hands on a catalog, all of the different shoe styles. I'm like, holy crap.
It's amazing, right?
It is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands and feel and just like, just feel the shoes.
I know, it's just like, because I mentioned this on another stream, but maybe people weren't watching that one, so I'll say it again. But when I first went to America a few years ago, and I went to the dance stores, and this was back before we had the options that we have now. So America back then obviously were not getting all the Nikolay products that they get now. So I was really confused. I was asking retailers like, well, why don't you have this shoe? Why don't you have that leotard? And they just looked at me like, oh, we didn't realize. Like, so now if you're a retailer watching and you're not stocking Nikolay, you need to, because you are going to get access to all of the products. And it's going to be really amazing for your customers to have that advantage of trying all the different models, trying all the different slippers, all the different dancewear and so forth, so
yes, and I've watched all of the streams just so I could get more, because I want more. And the different type of pastings that's offered is fascinating to me. So I think it's called the Tropicana or the Tropical or something like that. I'm very interested in that, because just high humidity and would that work with dancers having sweaty feet? Oh yeah, I saw your camera.
Sorry, I tapped my screen the wrong way.
Yeah, but But with dancers that have sweaty feet causing that high humidity in the shoe, is that pasting working the same, or is it just the environmental humidity? What is that pasting geared more towards? Because
So
that,
with the
yeah,
Tropicana Pace, it's in special order. And what it's made for originally, obviously, is humid climates. But of course, it also works wonderfully for people that sweat a lot. Also, obviously, reminding your dancers how to care for their shoes is also great.
right.
And
Pairing
also, if
that
they need
makes
a
a
quick
huge job.
fix between waiting for a custom, then they can obviously jet glue their shoes or shellac them, which is wonderful. Um, Also, of course, reminding dancers to rotate shoes if they were on point a lot. That helps such a great deal
Detail
with
cares
the
for foot
lifespan of the
rotation.
shoes in
Yes.
general. Just having a
Yeah.
little look at these comments. She says, Jess says, luckily my fitter is supportive of checking the fit of shoes. I've bought online, I just pay for the fitting session. Well, okay, I get your point that it's wonderful to be able to find a shoe you love and then buying it again online. But I would say, in case you don't know yet, maybe you already know, but get refitted like every 6 months or so, because your feet and strength can change without you realizing. And it's really important to not just think that you're going to be with that shoe forever. So you need to always like drop in to see your fitter. It's like we said before, like going to the doctor. If you find a fitter you
Yeah.
really love, and it's nice to develop that relationship with them as time goes by. Mr. Grishko said, Tammy and Leanne, you are both fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like the streams.
Yes. So what I found with dancers coming in for refits, if they have been an experienced dancer, they just are a shoe killer and they need a shoe, I feel okay with saying, here's your new one. We're good.
Yeah, sure.
If they're new to Pointe and they need a fitting, there are so many variables with how their feet are changing, their muscle structure, their style of dancing. If they've just been at the bar and now they're doing a little bit more center, then the type of shoe, the wear in their shoe. Oh, for all of my people that are on here, they know that I'm like CSI with the Pointe shoes. Show me your shoes and I will tell you how you're dancing. And if I see anything that's wrong, to the floor.
Yes.
So they come in and I think one of them has even called me like the Pointe Shoe whisperer.
It's
because I'll look
important to
at
analyze.
yes.
This is what I like about going to ballet classes still myself, is that I often can work with my regulars and watch them dance, so I can pick out, those things, because it's important to see how the dancer moves in the shoe. It's all well and good, fitting someone and letting them go away with that shoe. But what I've noticed when I've been for fittings in some stores myself is they will get you to do some very basic positions in the Pointe shoes. But I always get my dancers to move in the shoes, because they've got to understand how it feels on one foot. They've got to understand how the shoes feel in motion to them. So someone said, how do you fix a disappearing heel? So I've done this in another stream, but I'll do it again, obviously. There's many remedies for this. I'll give my bit, and then Tammy can give me her bit, because she might know something I don't. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know it all. But again, work with a fitter first of all, because they might be able to see something as to why you're having issues with your disappearing heels. Sometimes it can be to do with the cut of the shoe and the way the heel is cut, the length of the heel, for example. Sometimes it can be tweaking the fit, so the length and the width of the shoe. Sometimes it can be changing the shape of the shoe altogether. Sometimes we just need to add a heel grip. Sometimes we need to think about what padding you're having in your shoes at the moment. Sometimes it could be to do with the fact that you've got compressible feet. So when you're on flat, your foot is wider, and when you go up, you're dropping down and you're getting more room at the back there. Often what I do is, if they really love that shoe and they don't want to move from that shoe, then I will custom order and I will get the factory to take the heel down. I will measure exactly what we need to tweak. And that for me is usually the perfect and easiest solution. But you do need to have a little bit of a play around with many different methods, because sometimes there's something out there that works for someone else and doesn't work for you. What do you do? Do you have any tweaks for that you like to do personally?
Yes. Number one, if a dancer comes to me and says, I have a disappearing heel, I want to just double check. I mean, sometimes, it is true, but then sometimes if they've been labeled with a disappearing heel, it's like putting a label on anybody. Yeah. So I want to see. And a lot of the times it's that they say they have a disappearing heel, but they've got a shoe that has a heel height that's too big and it just slips off.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
fitter did not want to go through the trouble of trying to find a shoe to fit that foot. So they just said, oh, you have a disappearing
Yes.
heel,
Oh
just
my
to
God. You're so
make the
right. I've
sale,
had
get it
people like
out.
that too.
Yes. So if they truly have a disappearing heel, not just a narrow, because you've got the diamond shaped foot.
Yep.
I see a lot of people with diamond shaped feet, but very few have I actually labeled disappearing heel. I mean, that heel just drops off and there's nothing that's going to fix it. But if they've got a narrow heel, what I usually look for is a more tapered heel height. So when they're up, it actually kind of fits a little closer.
Yes.
Making sure the elastic is in the right
I'm
position.
just going to grab a shoe to show them about some Nikolay models as well that work for that. But yeah, also good point about the elastics. That's also crucial because, oh my God, I've had instances where dancers come to me that have thrown on all this really tight elastic to try to solve the problem. But what happens when they do that is it affects their alignment on point, and sometimes they don't get over enough. They're pulled back.
It pulls them back. Yes.
So really be careful if you're trying to fix it with ribbon elastic. Please be careful, because if you put more stress on your foot, your Achilles, or anything like that, then you're going to end up with other issues. Let me talk about a few Nikolay models that assist with that, right? So here's a Nova. Nova is built on the 2007 last. It has a much lower cut heel, as you can see here. So this has been a really wonderful model for me to try for people that want the lower cut heel and are suffering with heels. It's also a little bit lower at the sides here. Also with the Nova, it has the flexible pace, so it's very comfortable. It has high wings at the side, a deep U-cut vamp. The vamp height is roughly same as 2007, quite long. A very nice oval, well-balanced platform. Quite low profile here. Shanks, again, super soft to super, super hard. Can have Pro Flex, can have the Pro option. Can, of course, customize it in many ways. And it has a very beautiful, sleek appearance. As you can see, it's got that double upper, so it's very smooth on the foot. So this is one of my favorites to use for any heel, if someone's got really a lot of heel issues, but they're like, they suit this type of box. And as I mentioned earlier, the Maya one, if that's tweaked, that can be good on that foot also. Also, another one I'm just going to pull out. One moment. Let me grab it.
I kind of want to see your floor.
It's a mess right now, I can tell you.
Because you disappear, you've been down, you come up with all kinds of goodies. It's like, oh, what does she have down there?
So here's Miracle. Miracle is also like Nova, you guys. Same shape, low heel. But with Miracle, it's padded on the inside with that lovely velour material that is featured in Dream Point 2007, Super Triumph, and Super Triumph Pre-Arched. It's all very plush here, and also inside the box and in the platform. So we've also got the lining in there. So this is another nice low-cut shoe for anyone with heel issues. They might want to try that too. Yeah. So in terms of Nikolay Pointe Shoes, is there anything that you would have any questions about what you would like to stock, like for me, for example? Any questions about what kind of feet you get?
Yeah, the two shoes that I currently stock are the 07s and the Triumph. So those are the two. And just looking and watching all the streams, I'm like, oh, I want to put my feet in them. I want to feel that flex. I want to feel the padded box. I want to feel the heel grip. So all the shoes that come in between me and my employees, we're always trying to fit each other, put our feet in the shoe, so then we can relate that to our customers about how it feels.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm a huge believer in put it on, try it on, get the feel, get the fit.
Yes,
and then important. We're able to convey what we feel and just the different nuances of styles and just little tweaks with a lower profile and stuff. But it's the Katya.
Oh, yes.
That one, that I am very interested in trying. That caught my attention.
Well,
And
actually,
then,
may I suggest also, if you stock the Triumph, I really recommend
yes,
getting the Super Triumph pre-arched in stock. I think it will do really well. For me personally, it's since I've got that in stock as well as the standard Triumph, it's done fantastic for those dancers that were big on the Triumph model, because that also is padded with the Thermo shanks, so longer lifespan qualities as well. So that'd be a really cool one to try for sure.
And so I've got, I don't know if she's still on here, but I have one dancer. She was on here. I saw in the comments, but I've got one dancer. She's got a wider, higher profile foot, a little bit of meat, and she's a point shoe killer. She sits really heavy in her shoes, and our miracle is the real.
It is Mr. Show. I agree.
So with her, a wider platform just to even out the pressure on her feet. And I'm really curious. There was one model, and I don't remember what it was, but had a wider platform, more oval shape, and a higher profile. And I can't remember which one that was. Do you remember offhand?
All of the higher profile shoes are Maya 1, Fuate, Triumph,
maybe it was the Maya.
The Triumph. They're the typical ones with the higher profiles, in my opinion. So it could have been either of those. I mean, saying that, do you know what's also very, sorry to butt in, do you know what else is also interesting? Is actually the Dream Point 2007 has a little bit of a higher profile also. So sometimes I get dancers with a thicker profile who can wear the Dream Point 2007 with no issues, which is kind of magic, really.
Was that, wait, the Dream Point? Is that the
2007. So is that, says two versions.
Is that the miracle? I need a book. As we're going through, check them out.
We're working on new things as well for retailers, so stay tuned on that. So yeah, if you have any questions after this stream, by the way, feel free to drop me a message and I'll help you out with what you should get in stock.
You're my best friend.
Because I can definitely help with that.
So, I'll make sure the time change is good.
Well, being an insomniac, I'm often up to the early hours. Anyone else got any questions? Feel free to drop them in the message box, and we'll answer as many as we can. So, is there anything else you'd like to add about your store and what you do, by the way?
Ooh, what I do? For some reason, I'm seeing all the comments and I'm like, ooh, what is that? And I'm reading it. Our store, we are basically like the place to be for dancewear, theater, cheer, gymnastics, all of the above. And then we have the groups come in. We have, this is fun. We have the drag queens that come in and get fitted for their shoes.
Love it.
And they have a parade, and we have these eyelashes, they're feather eyelashes, and they bought us out one year. And I mean, it's so much fun. They are great.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, we service everybody and we do not judge, and we love our customers, and we're here. We're not going anywhere. So our second location, there's no worries. We're still holding the fort.
So tell me a bit about how you are now with like the Nikolay products. Are you going to be getting any of the dancewear in or anything like that as well?
All of the above, all of it.
Fantastic.
When we start back up, I mean, I get so frustrated with some of the other styles that are out there, because we fit a dancer in a shoe and then we try to reorder and we're not getting it for 12 weeks. And so somebody that needs their shoe, I mean, we can order. My daughter, we custom ordered her shoes all the time because she liked that lower vamp. But we would have to wait so long to get that special order.
Wow.
And then it was a toss up if we would even have the shoes in time, and we would put a rolling order in. And Peter was saying their turnaround time,
So
their
much
production,
quicker now.
yes. And so that's comforting on my end,
I
knowing
bet.
that if things are in a shoe, that we're going to be able to get them, and it's not going to be 6 to 8
Yeah, like
months
Peter's just
before
said,
we
it's a
have them
2-week
stocked.
back order with Nikolay.
Yes,
Nikolay, sorry. Oh,
that's
that's
incredible.
amazing. So, guys, if you guys maybe aren't a Nikolay retailer yet, feel free to listen to this information, because, wow, that is an amazing turnaround time.
Yes.
Even with like customs, that's really cool. So let me just look at all these comments because I'm missing some. Julia, hi Julia. Julia said, if you have problems that the sole at the heel isn't exactly at the dancer here, but rather a little bit to the side, is it a fitting issue? Can it be fixed? I hope you know what I mean. I think what she
probably
means,
a twisted shank.
yeah, I think she means when it's sat here, the heel piece is going, but maybe the shank isn't. So if you're here, right, and the heel is scooting, but the shank is still okay, that sometimes, in my opinion, can be to do with the length of the shoe, or the cut of the heel depth. Because if someone's got quite a thick heel, I sometimes see that, where even though the length and the width and everything else is good, sometimes they're in the shoe and it still goes that way. This can be rectified by changing shape of model, or sometimes by going to a different shape shoe with a different shape heel, if that makes sense. So Julia, do you mean you're getting problems with the shank twisting as well? Let me know. How about you? What else do you recommend for if it's just the actual?
I would almost say maybe the ribbons and elastics are sewn weird. So when they're putting their feet into the shoe and trying to tie them, it's pulling the satin wonky.
Yeah,
and sometimes what I find is that the dancers are sewing their ribbons at a weird angle, and it's pulling too much on one portion of the satin to actually make that wrap around, and it's
good
gape,
point.
and then that could probably push it. Yes,
absolutely, that's a really good point, actually. And also think about the types of ribbons and elastics you're using, because it can vary for everybody. And also ask your fitter for advice with how you should be sewing your ribbons and elastics to suit your foot. Personally, like, I always look at someone's foot and I give them advice to what suits them, because no 2 feet are the same.
Right. I'm gonna plug in here.
Hi, Rena.
Let's see if this...
Any other questions we got here? Feel free to drop them in there. Oh, Jess also says that she feels the Grishko profiles, or Grishko Nikolay profiles, increase a lot with size compared to other brands. So as the shoe gets, if the shoe is bigger in length and width, especially in length, then the vamp height will get higher, obviously, because it's a bigger size shoe. But the profile height will always remain the same, because it's made on a last, just in case any of you guys didn't know that. Anything else people want to add, feel free to drop it in. Any questions, even about the store or other Nikolay products, feel free to put them in the comments.
One of the things that I kind of tell my girls whenever they try to, what I found is, if they try to fix their fit issues by just going online and trying to fix whatever they think, whether length or width, I tell them that not necessarily are they going to have the same width if they go up in size. So making sure that we get fit, that it because it can change, because if on that last they're trying to accommodate a larger foot, it's gonna just incrementally change just a little bit. So sometimes it's stair stepped, so you might go longer but need to come a little bit narrower, but based on your dancing technique or what you're doing, we could tweak it just a little bit to change it. So
that's really important. So for people watching that didn't know that, if if you've grown, please go and get refit. Don't just guess. Because earlier on, I had a customer, actually. She said to me, oh, could you just post me in the mail this model? I just need a size up. And I was like, well, actually, I know it's locked down, but let's do a video call and get some measurements, and I'll try my best to assist you over video call, because yes, okay, you've grown, but it affects many other aspects.
Speaking of girls growing, I have seen girls that had chunky monkey feet, and then they grew maybe a size and a half, and all of a sudden now their
They're
profile
narrow.
is
I know,
long
right?
and
Isn't it
skinny.
crazy?
Yes. And then those long skinny feet, if they audition for Nutcracker and now they're dancing 4 or 5 rehearsals, 4 or 5 hours, that muscle structure is beefing up a little bit. Now they got a little bit more
Absolutely.
width. Yes, and then they're bulging out of their shoes, and it's like,
It's very
let's fix
true.
that. Yes.
So
So it just
with your fittings, do you go to local schools? Do you do mobile fittings as well?
always. Yes, we have a travel bag. We have a system that we have made, and we pack up the Pointe shoes. We pack up any other shoes that the studios have dress code wise, and we do the fittings in store because some of our studios are further out, and it is a whole lot easier for us to go to them than for each dancer to try to get the time to come see us.
Yep.
And if we can knock them out one shot, one stop in their studio, then they can all start their class with everything that they need. Yeah, and then you're not waiting for that 1 or 2 dancer,
right,
to get their stuff, and then the whole class is on hold. So yes, we pack up everything that we need and we take it. And so we just have our little travel will fit you. But we usually take it by appointment.
Do you also offer, like, have you got a website? Have you got an online shop? Do you do mail order?
Right now, okay, digging this store out of the 1980s, I think I have done pretty good because we just implemented a point of sale about 2 years ago, but we have not done the e-commerce yet. That is one of the things I contacted my girls. Oh gosh, my days are all running together. It was yesterday or the day before. It was like, all right, in this downtime, you guys, we're going to work on this back end stuff. So the e-commerce site, we're hoping to get that up and running now that we have time to think about it.
Of course.
But as of now, we don't have it to where we can click and buy on the website. But we ship. I've got 2 orders sitting on the counter that just came in that we ship out everywhere that if you have us, we will ship it and we'll drop it. That just started because of having the second location and being in between and able to service a wider area of people. They know we're here. They'll make the one trip and then they'll see what we've got and they'll be like, oh shoot, I forgot, XYZ. Can you just mail it to us so we don't have to drive 3 more hours to come back? Not a problem at all.
So Peter's just asked, do you have any idea when you might reopen?
If the dance studios aren't back, there's no need for us to be open. I mean, we can sit here, but I mean, logistically speaking and financially speaking, for us to be here and pay our employees when people aren't going to the studio and able to gather, we're at their mercy. So I think the governor made an announcement May 8th that used to be June 30th, I think, but I think he bumped it up to May 8th that we could actually gather again. But as long as the 10-person maximum is still in place, we're probably not going to open.
Of course.
Then, I mean, we've got so many large studios that just in the waiting room, you're going to have more than 10 people. And there's definitely not 6 feet in between everybody at that. And so you can't just leave your 2-year-old, 4-year-old in the classroom and, you go wait in your car.
No.
But so, I mean, until the dance studios open, I mean, we're kind of in limbo, but we're hoping May 8th is a possibility. But if not, we may have to wait till that June 30th mark.
Of course.
So that kind of sucks, but we're open right now by appointment only, just to make sure that we can control the environment. So today I had a couple appointments. I'm in the store, my Forest location. Tomorrow I'll be in the Roanoke location because I have appointments out there. So I make sure that I have enough time to clean in between everybody, make sure no germs are being
I get you.
Yeah.
So what's your social media, your Instagram handle? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Do you have YouTube? Do you have a website? All of this. Tell us it all.
Website is carolinaconnectiondance.com. It's pretty long, but you get us when you get there. And Instagram is carolina.connection. Facebook is still the Carolina Connection Dance and Bodywear.
Mm-hmm.
That was the old name. I'm
Hi
horrible
Aspen,
at
hi
passwords.
Charlotte, hi Sienna, hi Jacqueline, hi Rose in Texas.
Yes. So I haven't changed the name on that, but it's the Dance and Bodywear, the Carolina Connection Dance and Bodywear. But Carolina Connection Dance is our website. Carolina Connection Dance and Bodywear is Facebook. Carolina.connection
So
is
guys
Instagram.
that are watching, I can't stress how important it is to support your local business, because we're not massive companies and we need your support in this time, especially in this time. So if you've got any local retailer near you, support local. Honestly, it makes a big difference.
Yes.
And you know, I'm sure if you've got any questions for Tammy, you can message her after with that. So we're gonna for the last 5 minutes of this, I'd like to see if anyone else has got any questions that we can help you with, and then we'll start to wind this stream up. But please go follow Tammy on all her social media, and please, any questions, feel free to ask either of us and we will help you with them. But yeah, any questions right now for the stream, feel free to pop them in and we will answer them for you right now.
Yes. So I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yes, what do you do?
What in business life?
So you're a Pointe Shoe fitter, or do you still dance regularly?
Sure.
Do you attend the studio? Do you teach?
Yeah, so basically I still dance. I've trained in many forms over the years. I now just do ballet. So I take classes mostly in London, and I travel all over the UK, even the world. And when I do, I take class because I think it's fascinating to take classes elsewhere. Because I don't know if any of you guys are watching that haven't really taken many classes but there's many different ways of teaching ballet, so it's fascinating. So obviously I'm a Pointe Shoe fitter. I travel all around with that as well. I work 7 days a week, obviously run my YouTube, my blog, doing all the social media, helping Nikolay and Grishko with the brands. I also do makeup. I'm a makeup artist too. And I have so many interests, but I just love, you know, connecting with people and helping people, and still obviously got that passion for ballet, which is what you need, I think, with this kind of job. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you take a 30-minute nap here and there, right?
Yeah, right. I'm a very creative. My mind is always going with ideas, always buzzing, always got so much that I, you know, want to do. So it's like I'm never bored, never ever bored.
Right. Yes. I get it. I get it.
So any questions, you guys pop them in, because this stream will end soon because it will hit the hour. So pop them in just in case we haven't answered anybody's question. And yeah, with regards to stocking Nikolay Pointe Shoes, by the way, drop me a message after and we can chat about models in detail.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. There's a few of them. I'm not sure what the names of them are.
Sure.
But talking to you, I'll be able to.
Oh, thanks, Joy. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And remember, guys, we do streams regularly. And, you know, if you've got any topics you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know, because I've got many ideas too for streams and for my YouTube and the IGTV. So yeah, we'll end it there then, because no one else has dropped in with a comment. But thank you so much for coming. It's been fantastic.
It has been amazing. Yes, thank you.
And remember, follow Tammy on social media. She's got, you know, everything like we just mentioned in the stream. Obviously, you can go to the Instagram posts on the main page, so you can click and follow. And any further questions, drop them to us and we'll answer afterwards. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thank you for joining us, by the way.
Bye.
Bye.